Hi, everybody. I'm going to be replaying the show from earlier here in a second. Hold on. I'm going to try and figure out how to rig this up. Ron Verb for the next 2 hours from 3 to 5. We're going to be messing with him. So what we need you to do, if you're watching at home, we need you to call Ron Verb. We'll record it for you. You won't have to do anything. Everybody will listen from here and on live radio as well. We need you to call into Ron Verb. There might be a screener. There most likely won't be. But if there's a screener when you call, the number down below, the 330-729-9977. Hold on, my wife's on my God.
And for the record, why we are doing this is we are doing this because a couple days ago, one of our stalkers, actually, she might be the stalker. She's like a stalker, called Rod Verb, called Dan Rivers in the morning, and was complaining about us and blah.
But we don't even care about her. Screw her. Doesn't matter.
But this is what triggered this, though. But then Rod Verb called us. What did he say? Assholes.
So Ron Verb called us.
No, not us, but podcasters.
He called. I think he called us a-holes, and then he said we have no following. Podcasters. Some of these podcasters, they have no following. They have no
saying anything.
Well, no, it was hold on.
No followers. No whatever.
Yeah, you just don't no reach. Essentially, is what he's saying. So. What we want to do is we want you to prove that we do, in fact, have a reach. We do, in fact, have a following. So give him a call at 330-729-9977. Give him a call, and you got to get through the screener. Say something like, hey, we want to talk. I want to talk about taxes, property taxes. I want to talk about the school levy. I want to talk about Palestine and Lebanon, whatever, Israel. Whatever to get through the screener. And then once you get on with him, you have to say something along the lines of, have you heard of the MLO Bros? Don't say awesome. I changed my mind. Say they're an awful podcast that goes live on Facebook every Tuesday and Thursday at 8:30 p.m. That's what you need to say. If you say that, you'll be entered into a chance to win
Phantoms tickets.
Phantoms tickets that we have. We have 2 tickets, so we'll give them to you. You go to a game.
4 tickets.
4? You have 4? Hell yeah.
We're going to give one person, whoever gets through, a chance to win 4 tickets. And I also have the winners from last week that I saw up announced. I'm going to mail out. I'm going to message those people too.
Correct. So that's the game plan. We're going to go. You're going to be able to hear it through me. You're going to be able to hear Ron Verb. So we're going to be listening and commenting the whole time. And see, I wonder if when we go live, you think he knows yet? Do you think anybody? So I heard this guy doesn't even have an email. Like he doesn't even use email.
Mandy says it keeps cutting in and out. Mandy, I don't think that's us. I think that's you because we're pretty solid right now.
Yeah, if we
anybody else have problems hearing? Anybody?
I'm going to post it in the thing here now. The system is flawed and has issues. Story. If wasting a vote. No, you have a radio show. How is that?
Really?
I can't think of it now.
Maybe he's not live yet.
No. Hell out. I've been selling it for years. Down below and give us a like. Hell, share this. Helps.
We had more followers than 60 people.
Union leaders demanded accused of stabbing a 35-year-old.
30 DM.
I mean, did you know that?
Who supplies your electric? Who says summer supply?
Verb makes? Unbelievable.
Many Americans, they're turning
Israel are going here.
Call. Everybody start calling.
And it was the women and the children
That we're returning.
Absolutely, they were all getting on.
The line is flying.
Went back to Israel.
For this global day of jihad, that some people have changed their plans as far as if they had flights scheduled, they canceled them. Some folks that if they wouldn't be attending large gatherings or things along those lines because of concern.
If I were Jewish,
Next caller. Next caller. Let's go, Robert. Come on. Next caller.
I think it applies to more than if you're Jewish. So I think it applies to everybody.
I want to call, but I don't want to cut our people.
That's true, but I'm saying, especially if you are obviously, if you go on wearing a yarmulke, if you are, let's say, Hadasik with the side curls and the long black coats and so on, I would certainly probably stay at home.
Yeah, and I mean, it just seems like.
I don't think
all right, dear. Thank you for your call. I mean, it just seems to me strange.
No idea.
I mean, that's what the headline. Have you heard about this? Hamas calls for global day of jihad.
They don't.
So that's tomorrow.
They don't.
Which translates into what are they calling for? Basically, to terrorism, to cause a lot of terroristic activities around the world. Appears to me that's what they're calling for.
Next call
for tomorrow the 13th.
Come on, Ron.
So consequently, as I said, I would pick up some feeds that some folks would be saying that they have changed their plans.
It's so boring.
From airline flights to if they're going to places with large gatherings and that out of concern for their own safety.
This is the other option.
Because of that call where people are concerned if somebody's going to have bombs or open fire, something along those lines. I mean, so some of this stuff potentially can escalate tomorrow. And we shall see. All right, onward we go. News Radio 570 WQEN, you're on the air.
Hey, Ron, thanks for taking my call.
You're welcome.
I'm the fellow you talk to occasionally on computers and things of that nature, and the fellow always tells you that I register as a Democrat because I work for Silicon Valley Company.
Yes.
I always vote conservative.
Yes.
Yeah, so I thought I'd just give some thoughts. It's going to be a great
intro. He's going to start right now about the
marijuana and abortion and some of the current events as well. And so when it comes to abortion, I'm opposed to it, and I used to be opposed to it because of my Catholic religion. And from a religious standpoint of view, I'm opposed to it.
I'm happy.
As I evolved in scientific knowledge as well, I just think that it's too dangerous to decide,
And everybody knows his phone number.
It's not human,
what is it?
right? So I actually, the more and more we look at, babies are having being able to be saved,
call now
when they're born preemie. At a very, very, very young age, it starts to make you sit there and say, wow, who should be the person who decides when it's time to, this person will not have the opportunity to live, right? And so that's concerning to me. And there's also some biological advances that are taking place too. There are things that I personally do not approve of. But, the concept of the test tube baby, right? And
three people to call.
Evolving that is now evolving
what the hell was
into
that?
artificial
The second one will be like, what's going on? A third one, he's going to
the companies are researching. It's at a very early stage. But it's at the point now where they can just take, a fertilized egg from a human, and at some point in the future, they'll just grow that in an artificial womb. And the intention is for people who,
next caller,
women who, for whatever reason, are infertile. And then there's also a big.
Am I really going to have to? You guys have to call in because
men who want to have babies that don't have wombs. I know it's kind of insane, but the reason I bring that up is because I just think that it's as a matter of science that nobody can sit there and say this embryo will never live because it's too young. I think at this point now where anything that is virtually viable, I think is, in my opinion, can be classified.
My wife actually gave birth out back in
people,
the jacuzzi.
who want to turn their back on hearing things like that. And I was having a discussion with one of my friends who just happens to be a woman, and we have some pretty spirited discussions once in a while. And she's completely for abortion. I'm completely against it. And she says, "Well, what about a woman's right to choose and things that on and on and on?" And I told her, me trying to talk you out of that would be like if I went back 2,000 years ago and I tried to convince the Romans that crucifying people was inhumane, right? They just wouldn't buy it, And so it's definitely a divisive, issue.
I mean, it seems to me, though. I mean, if I had to guess, I would imagine the pro-abortion side will win on that particular issue. I get what you're saying. You're saying you're opposed to it initially from a religious standpoint, but also now you're opposed to it from a scientific standpoint. And I get what you're saying, but I do think that issue will be successful in that issue. And there's the argument that people make, it's to each their own,
stay on hold.
No one's forcing you to do this, and it's an individual choice and option. It should be there for you. Kind of a libertarian stand, I guess, on it, even with the marijuana issue, right? When they're talking about legalizing recreational marijuana, I was reading where employers can still say, well, you got to pass a drug test. It's not going to be allowed in our workplace and this kind of stuff. But to a certain extent, even from a libertarian standpoint, if we pass recreational marijuana, it just means, if you choose to, fine. If you don't choose to, you can that's okay too. Like smoking cigarettes, right? I mean, we know the damage they do. And if you choose to do so, I guess that's your opportunity to do it. But
Republicans really have given up on
the same thing with marijuana.
Good to know.
And I'm half in and half out on marijuana, and I'll tell you why. Because
why?
First, in Ohio, it's already decriminalized, right? So if you get caught with a bunch of marijuana, nothing really happens to you anyhow. Okay. The other thing is that it is really easy to get a medical marijuana card in Ohio. Okay. I've got one. I actually went online, filled out the application for a medical marijuana card. I did that at 8:00 in the morning. I had a tele-appointment with a doctor.
Who are these people?
And he would have approved anything, by the way, absolutely anything. There's no question. If you even read the application, it says anything other.
He does not know. There's not a chance.
There is no way. There is no way.
And then I had my medical marijuana card by
I don't know. Are you saying that he's
10:30, and I actually went out and purchased marijuana legally at a dispensary by 11 o'clock. Okay, that's how fast it can happen if you want it. So it's nice that you can have a doctor say, okay, well, at least they kind of look at your medical history. I personally, I've often thought about the medical marijuana. The marijuana thing, and then the other side of me says, okay, well, let's say we didn't legalize it, right?
He's like, hey, call me.
And if we don't legalize it, one of the things that always concerns me is that
not even drag it, but just
people buy marijuana from drug dealers, right? Okay. Yeah. And then you get into the issue where, has the marijuana been tainted with something, obviously other types of drugs and things like that, that would make it, more appealing or what have you, right? And the ultimate consumer doesn't know that.
Well, here's the reality, though. The system would like to legalize it because they want to make the money from taxing it. I mean, it's all. Believe me, all this stuff is the money. Stand by for a second. I'm going to come back to you. We'll come back to him in a minute. News Radio 570 WQEN. Good afternoon. 322. Back in a bit.
You're making all the drug dealers that are selling harder stuff.
Hello, it's Morning Bob from your outdoor equipment superstores. You have a choice when it comes to who supplies your home's electricity and natural gas. Choose Direct Energy. Enjoy simple, straightforward energy plans designed with you in mind. Find your plan today at directenergy.com/choice.
Good God.
Think identity theft won't happen to you? Think
Do you, Luke?
There's a new victim every 3 seconds in the U.S.
New victim every
Over 15 million this year alone. And many don't even know they're victims. LifeLock alerts you to identity threat.
Isaac, can you hear it right now?
No.
Okay, just talk. I can hear it.
Okay, you sound very like
what?
Like like you're yelling.
Yeah,
you're good. Don't touch it. You're fine.
All right. Can you hear me now?
I can hear you. Yeah, but it came back for a second.
Talking in the background.
I am talking on Ron Verb right now. Put it back. 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 Put it back, Luke.
Truth is, the left seems to find the votes they need against all odds. So you need to be prepared for whatever happens next. More power handed over to Biden and the Democrats could be catastrophic for this nation. So what are you doing to prepare yourself? Thousands of patriotic Americans decided to take a portion of their savings and diversify it with precious metals like gold and silver. You can do the same today with a simple phone call to the top-rated precious metals company, Goldco. Call 855-GOLD-IRA, and not only will you learn how other Americans are diversifying with precious metals, but you could get up to $10,000 in free silver while supplies last.
Please call in.
Don't miss this rare opportunity.
Please do.
Call Goldco today at 855-GOLD-IRA. That's 855-GOLD-IRA. Paid for by Goldco.
Introducing Uber Teen Accounts, an Uber account for your teen.
Is anybody on hold?
Always on enhanced safety features. Your teen can request a ride when you can't take them. You'll get real-time notifications along the way. Your teen can feel a sense of independence. You can follow their entire route on a live tracking map. Your teen will get assigned the top-rate drivers.
Thank you.
You will get peace of mind. Add your teen to your Uber account today. Available in stations. See app for details.
Hey, did you know Vistaprint prints everything a small business needs? Like a barbershop needs signage. We print outdoor signs, posters, and banners. Or if the ballet school needs merch. We print tote bags.
Make sure you mention the ML uppers at the end.
Or if a coffee shop needs a total refresh. Vistaprint designs logos and menus, mugs, paper bags, anything. Because with Vistaprint, the printabilities are endless. Printable with 25% off for new customers with code NEW25 at Vistaprint.com.
Hey, if you're thinking about getting the latest iPhone, check this out. With Boost Infinite, you get the latest iPhone every year and unlimited.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, but
iPhone 15 Pro that was just announced. Then again, next year, you get the latest iPhone every year. Boost Infinite, infinitely better. To learn more, visit boostinfinite.com. That's boostinfinite.com. Terms apply. 30 gigabytes. Service requires credit qualification and 36-month phone financing agreement.
Trying to lower your bad cholesterol isn't easy.
I mean,
oatmeal and spinach.
Okay, let's pick up the pace.
Remember to take your statin. But today, it's possible to go from struggle to cholesterol success with Leqvio, proven to lower bad cholesterol with just 2 doses a year after 2 initial doses.
You got this.
So if you're ready for a change, ask your doctor about adding Leqvio.
Yeah.
Prescription Leqvio, inclisiran, is given by a doctor for people who, along with diet and a statin, need help lowering their bad cholesterol, LDLC. Common side effects were injection site reaction, joint pain, and chest cold. Results may vary. Learn more at Leqvio.com or call 1-833-537-8462. Ask your doctor about twice-yearly Leqvio.
Dude, you need to
That's
sell out.
Leqvio.
Just have like an hour of show and like 25 minutes.
Why did you get a medical marijuana card?
Yeah, it's a great question, Ron, because there's 2 reasons, actually. When I was in college, I smoked a lot of pot and I liked it. So I just thought, well, I'll get a medical marijuana card so it's legal. And then as I got older, I'm 59 years old, I wound up having a lot of knee pain and things of that nature, and wound up having a knee replacement.
No wonder why we get.
It did actually. It helped substantially. Like I didn't take much of the OxyContin that the doctor had prescribed. For
it's
my.
Like the shadow
but I mean,
same thing.
With the medical marijuana card,
radio, so they turned to us.
Can you buy?
Let's have 100 people watching.
marijuana and smoke a joint and all that kind of stuff?
They DC'd me. They DC'd me.
No.
Well, yes, you can. So I'll just briefly answer your question. So,
call back.
I believe in Ohio it's illegal to smoke marijuana. Okay, but they sell it there. So whatever you do with it is up to you. Okay. I personally like gummies and things like that. But
is it expensive?
It's not really. I wouldn't say it's outrageously expensive. I guess it depends on how much you use and so forth. But I don't think it's any different than somebody buying alcohol or or something of that nature.
So will you vote in favor of recreational marijuana on that issue?
Here's kind of the thing that a point I was going to make, Ron, and I started all this point because I think this would be the only reason why I would vote for it. Okay, is that if you take the regular supply chain right now for a lot of the marijuana, in Ohio comes from cartels and illegal, problems like that, right, being brought past the border. And so, I've always thought, well, if you're getting your marijuana from somebody on the street, odds are, you could be exactly to the consumer, right? So if you have kids and so exactly what you said is the police and the firefighters.
But you've seen it get out of control. In 570 WKBN and Ron Verb back with more after this.
Unbelievable. Who watches?
It's only can save up to $20
extra. Every penny you spend, you could get up to 10 IRA.
570WKBN.com.
Doesn't make any sense.
In a world gone
That's insanity.
You guys
crazy, there is clarity in conversation.
Range of Americans. Direct evidence. Iran security spokesman John Kirby would not confirm the agreement.
Nothing's been
Less than 2,600 in all, or and an ABC News.
Our next update at 4. Listen on the free iHeartRadio app for all your music, news, talk, and sports radio. Podcasts too. Download the app. Free never sounded so good. From the
Introducing Uber Teen Account. Uber, your teen will get peace of mind. Add your teen.
Commercial?
We've used audio to reinforce.
media gives marketers
5.
Her daughter Jessie loves
our own.
type-free and gentle, has no dyes or.
I can't hear anything now, Luke.
Oh, you can't?
No, you got rid of the iHeart stream.
Just as it has for thousands of years. Hi, Stephen K. Bannon. I urge you to do a central bank.
It's not playing. There we go.
Natural gas.
Okay.
Choose Direct Energy. We make it easy for you to take control of your energy service so you can make the smartest decisions for your home and lifestyle. Choose from simple, straightforward energy plans designed with you in mind.
Life left. When if you're doing how? By diverse economic.
If he's rolling ash.
So text secure to the number 9898.
The only thing that works is
long-time caller, long-time listener. You sound like a long-time listener. How long have you been listening? Oh, a while. I don't know, a little bit. I mean, when you say a long time, would it be a half an hour, maybe an hour? Well, I've listened to your show before. I mean, it's been 30.
I can't hear anything.
Feelings a little bit when you say.
Hold on. I can't. Hold on, guys. Hold on. Oh my God, no. Luke is so frustrating when it comes to stuff like this. Hold on. I'm getting it.
Hello? Yes.
Okay, here it is.
Hi, Ron. First-time caller, long-time listener. You don't sound like a long-time listener. How long have you been listening? A little while. What's a while? I mean, when you say a long time, would it be a half an hour, maybe an hour? As a long-time listener. Well, I've listened to your show before. Yeah, but I mean, it kind of hurt my feelings a little bit when you say first-time caller, long-time listener. I want to know if it's been 10 years or 5 years or 2 years. How long's it been? It's been, I'm 44, so probably 10 years. All right, 10 years. Okay, so you're 44. I got it. It's 10 years. All right, and then so now you're back listening. I mean, and I'm sure that you find listening to the broadcast much more interesting than any lame podcasts or dumb stuff like that, right? Ron, yeah, that's exactly why I'm calling. It is. I'm shocked because you probably find, you finally realized that you wanted to call and have your voice heard. And I'm glad that you finally called after 10 years at 44.
We have 100 people watching right now on our show. You should be thanking us for calling. We have 100 new listeners right now.
You know what? That is fantastic.
Somebody new.
I can use, I can use every single additional listener. I might get a big bonus as a result of this. Do I have to split it with you?
Sir, you have a good day.
Thank you. Now I don't have to. If I get a bonus, do I have to split it with you, or can I keep it all?
No, you keep it. I don't know. What do you make? By the way, we're talking about. You make a lot of money.
Is it ever enough?
Never, sir. Never, sir. Well, we look forward to the show.
All right. Well, I look forward to it too. All right. News Radio 570 WKBN. You're on the air. Hello.
Yeah, I've been listening to you for more than 10 years, I think, almost every day.
That's not what it is.
Yeah, you do need a raise. I haven't agreed with you on everything. I went through your Obama page.
Okay, pull it up on yours again, Luke. So that's what I mean. Just mute yourself so we can keep listening. You left everybody.
Mute myself.
You can't?
Yeah.
All right, old timer. What's on your minds?
Man.
Yeah.
Come on. Out with it.
You left us hanging. We couldn't hear anything.
No.
When you put it on speaker, we couldn't hear anything.
All right, you got to get on with it, man. Come on. What is it?
Oh, my God. And you didn't say anything about the MLO Bros. You didn't give an answer.
$million.
You knew we were calling.
It's okay, but you still have to say Tuesdays and Thursdays.
I knew, and he knew what was going on. He knew
you should have said it. You are not, sir. You are not in. You are not getting in on the ticket.
These animals
call right now.
We're killing babies, doing all these different things.
All right, now tie it all together. Make your point, please. You're getting on my nerves.
God, how is that guy?
Okay, I'm not trying to get on your nerves.
Well,
I'm
very fragile.
Vote no on issue 1.
Okay.
He knew.
That was so weak. It was so weak.
How was that weak?
We're better people.
You guys call. Somebody do better than me, everybody.
If you read that,
come on.
Luke froze.
What
Luke
is
froze.
proposed.
All right, come on, let's go. Everybody freaking go.
He ate you. He chewed you up and he ate you for breakfast.
I'm waiting. Everybody do better.
And people need to read it before they vote.
All right. I'm with you. Listen, more than likely it will be successful and pass because it seems to be a hot button issue. Here's the positive notes. I mean, if you're opposed to it, no one can force you to go out and get an abortion. There's other things on that issue besides abortion. Now, you should read it before you vote on it one way or the other, so you get a full understanding of what it's all about. More than likely, it will be successful in passing, and we shall see what happens at that point in time. I've never understood why tax dollars should fund anything with Planned Parenthood, period. They shouldn't fund any. That doesn't make a lick of sense to me. I don't think that's why you're paying taxes, is to fund Planned Parenthood. All right, old timer. Thanks for your call. You're on the air.
Yes. Hello?
Yes, I'm all ears.
Speaking of the Planned Parenthood issue, do you remember when Jameis Winston said "fuck her right in the pussy"?
Yes, yeah, I do remember that. I do remember that, and I was kind of intrigued by it. News Radio 570 WKBN. I mean, what are you going to say? I mean, some people are happy about that. News Radio 570 WKBN. You're on the air. Hello. You're on the air.
Yeah. I'm calling in to talk to Ron.
Yes. What would you like to talk to Ron about today?
A little bit on the marijuana subject, actually.
All right. Let me just take a few notes before I put you on the air. Have you ever smoked marijuana?
I did as a kid.
All right. So as a kid now, did you stop smoking marijuana at some point, just so I can pass these notes along to Ron? Did you ever stop smoking?
Yes, I did. I don't currently, but I've had some tragic things happen in the family because of the progression of using simple drugs like marijuana.
Did you progress to other harder drugs? Should I put that down?
I did.
You did?
I had a family member.
Oh, okay. You did not, but a family member did, correct?
Yeah.
All right. And so you stopped smoking marijuana. What would you be for or against that issue? I want to make sure I put it on my screen here, my call screen.
I would be totally against it because it often progresses into other things.
So you're against, you would be totally against legalizing marijuana because what? Basically nothing good comes from it? All right. And all right. Is there anything else you would like to express?
No, that's all I got. I just want to see. Yeah, I just want to see his take kind of on that.
Well, he agrees with you 100%. I can tell you that. He agrees with you 100%. All right.
Are you Ron?
I'm just I'm Dan Rivers. I'm Dan Rivers. I'm screening Ron's calls today.
Screening Ron's calls. Okay. What? Is there any chance to talk to him?
That is Ron, Justin.
He's awful busy. You know, I normally there would be, but he went to the men's room.
John, Justice.
Okay.
All right. Thanks for your call. You're on the air. Hello.
Hello.
Yes, you're on the air. Go ahead.
I was calling in. Wanted basically your opinion, view on the solar farm, proposed solar farm going in.
Well, I find it odd that we'd put a solar farm anywhere around here because it's so damn cloudy around here. Don't you remember why that's why they say they put the arsenal in this area is because of how cloudy it is all the time.
I'm weak.
And I don't think we got a lot of sunny days, so I don't know how good solar panels would be around here as opposed to, let's say, a place called like the Sunshine State, like Florida. So it doesn't seem like it makes a whole lot of sense to me. Does it to you?
With the advances in solar technology, panels are making power, even at nighttime, you're still pulling, a few watts here or there.
Well, it would be very insignificant. I mean, that you'd be pulling anything at night. I mean, obviously there's solar panels. You need the sun and you need an intense sun to really make them perform at their peak level. Would you not?
Come on, guys. We got
at their peak level, certainly. But if we can supplement, 20% of the load on the grid at this point, wouldn't that be beneficial? Get, less coal, less nuclear. Isn't that what everyone's kind of pushing for?
It is what everyone's kind of pushing for, but how reliable is it?
Come on.
For example, I don't know about you, like I have solar lights and they don't work very good around here, even on a day like today when it's cloudy like this. They're very dim at night, so they don't draw a lot of power. So they usually say, let's say you want your power to work when you turn the switch on for your television or your heat or to run your furnace. And that reliability usually comes from coal, hydro, natural gas, or nuclear because it's reliable. It doesn't rely on wind because there could be, might not be windy or it might be a cloudy day. And it just doesn't generate enough power for you, reliable power for you. Take a look at Texas. Take a look at California. How's it worked out there?
Well, I'm not saying you're definitely going to get rid of coal by any means. I very much say that, you're never going to get rid of petroleum completely. I personally have 2 diesel pickups that I would never in my lifetime expect to get rid of. But, if you could use some solar power, with everyone wanting to turn to electric cars and electric lawnmowers and electric. Obviously, at what point are we just going to say, look, it might be more beneficial to have a 1.5 megawatt solar farm in this town as opposed to building another coal plant?
Well, we're not building another coal plant. We're building another power plant in Lordstown that runs on natural gas. We're actually closing down coal plants. Well, we're not. First Energy's closing them down, and they're converting them all over to natural gas. And as a result of that, they say the demand for natural gas will go up. And as a result of that, your natural gas bill will probably go up. I don't know how you heat, if you heat with natural gas or what you do, that your natural gas bill will more than likely go up. So I'm not opposed to it if they want to put up solar stuff and supplement the electric grid with that. I'm not opposed to the idea. I just don't think it's going to be reliable, just like windmills aren't reliable. And I need electricity to be reliable. Factories need it to be reliable. Hell yeah. I mean, you need to, if you have a computer, what about people that need reliability? Let's say they want to watch a podcast, not that anybody in their normal mind would watch a podcast, but I mean, let's say somebody would want to watch a podcast. Wouldn't you want electricity to be reliable so that you can make sure your computer stays on?
Well, yeah, I mean, the example of the MLO Brothers podcast, that's actually what directed me here.
Or
I'm
maybe
going to be 100% honest, but I do have some genuine questions, and I really am curious about the solar. I feel that I know I live rather close to the PA line here, and there's signs all over about people fighting to not have a solar farm. And I'm just, from what I can tell and the information I've gathered with looking at solar for my own personal use, I think it's a great alternative to help supplement some of our power.
Right.
I consume more than a solar panel is going to do in my small yard.
The key word being supplement. The key word being supplement. I'm not opposed to supplementing anything with windmills or solar panels, but it can't replace the fossil fuels. It can't replace coal, natural gas, nuclear, or hydro. It just can't replace it for reliability. And that's they're in.
I definitely don't feel that it ever will. But I do agree. I think that adding it as a supplement is definitely the way to go.
All right. Thank you for your call. Appreciate it. News Radio 570 WKBN. You're on the air.
Hello, Ron.
Yes, sir.
Hey, how are you?
Good, sir. Thanks. I'm happy you called. Welcome to
you ever wonder why they go after Trump so hard?
Sir, every day I wonder that. I mean, it's hard. Believe it or not, sir, it's hard for me to sleep at night. I wondered that much.
Just joining us right now.
It's called cutting off the head of the snake.
Calling Ron for
but see,
I'm waiting on hold. I'm a little bit ahead of you guys.
Trump is the head.
I can hear what they're talking about in the future.
Bad.
But
all I can tell you is I was a lot better off under Trump than I am under Biden.
Wayne said
that was Wayne. Yeah.
Yes, I do.
I haven't heard anybody actually say the whole thing, but it's interesting.
Well, I mean, I take a look at all I can tell you is that when it comes to Trump, when he was president, you had inflation at 1.2%. You were paying less than $2 a gallon for gas. Okay. Your natural gas cost about $2.25 an MCF. So all of your utilities cost substantially less. You didn't have this inflation. And I don't believe many of the things that you see taking place would have even taken place if Trump was still in the White House. But that's speculation on my part. I'm just dealing with the reality of how my household was much better off when Trump was president than this idiot Biden.
I agree, but nothing will ever change until you get rid of the propaganda machine.
There you go, the mainstream media.
Yeah, that is it. That is, buddy, and you have to go after them. You got to start calling them out by name.
There you go. I'm with you. Thank you. News Radio 570 WKBN. You're on the air at 3:50 in the afternoon. Hello.
Hello. Is this Ron Burke?
Yes, sir. It is, and you're on the air.
Hey there, bud. It's Jimmy out here in Austin town, just calling about the medical marijuana.
Yeah, Jimmy. It sounds like. Now, hang on a second, Jimmy. You a long-time listener?
Yeah, I've been listening since I've been a kid.
All right, and it sounds to me, Jimmy.
Calling about the medical marijuana.
All right, I want to know.
I think we've had it up here in Canada. It's great. And I think out there, you guys could use some to really chill out.
Yeah, it sounds like you're probably on it right now. Have you just done a dose of medical marijuana prior to your call?
No medical. No, I'm not gonna say anything.
Do you want? Let me ask you. Do you want me to play some psychedelic music during your call?
I don't know, man. I would love that. Sitting in the cruise.
Some like you want me to put some Led Zeppelin on so that.
I love that. Hey, real reason I'm calling MLO Bros.
Yeah. What about him?
Oh, cut me off!
Why is everybody talking about the Smothers Brothers?
Cut me off!
Did he say the Smothers Brothers? I love Tommy and Dick.
He cut
you
cut
have
me
a
off.
choice when it comes to who supplies your home's electricity and natural gas. Choose Direct Energy. Enjoy simple, straightforward energy plans designed with you in mind.
Oh my God, it's so funny.
Listen, ladies and gentlemen, we got to keep calling. We are going to keep trying to call him, okay, for the next hour. But most important thing, he knows who we are. He knows who we are.
We've proved our point, I think, right?
Uh-huh.
More calls.
He totally cut me off, though, because I said I wanted to talk about the MLO Bros live on Facebook Tuesdays and Thursdays, 8:30 p.m. He cut me off
because he doesn't want to do it. So somebody needs. Here's what somebody has to call in, right? Start talking and then say it before you can.
Well, I think you got to take Wayne Greer's approach. So talk about something like you'd piss him off about solar because he's because he doesn't want that around here. So then in the middle of making a point, just say MLO Bros Tuesdays and Thursdays at 8:30 p.m.
Exactly.
Like that's what you got to do.
So we call him. I'll call again, but again, he's gonna know our number.
The thing is, he's tough. You got to talk over him. Like I had to talk over him because he kept trying to get me.
Yeah, he's trying to lead it.
He's very good. I'll give him credit. He's very good at like leading the conversation.
Well, he's been doing this for like 30 years.
Right. He would not let me get a point in.
Hey, Alex Baker has a new conspiracy.
Yeah, see, that's the thing. We're helping him get more viewers at this point. We're helping him.
Wait, I think if it's in the 5, you guys could talk to Beatrice about his dinghy. I would love to talk to Beatrice. Oh my God! Is anybody on hold? Like, is anyone calling?
I kept the phone on. I hope. Here, go back to the.
Oh, here. You're on.
Yeah, I can't hear
Flings. Game Flings. My love had a name, but more importantly, it had a scent.
Fall in love with Gain Flings. Seriously good scent.
Try Gain Flings today with special savings at Family Dollar.
Welcome back to radio. We're going to be
this week's Marketers
ads.
We'll learn about the value of local influencers in uncertain times. From Allison Griffin, head of marketing at State Farm.
The economy is tough for everyone, and taking a step back and understanding the pain that your customers are currently going through because of a tough environment is really important. We have 19,000 agents across the country. They understand what's going on in those very unique communities. iHeart has such a broad broadcast reach that is local, connected, and for us to be able to touch customers with a local feel but at a national scale is so efficient and important for us.
As the #1 audio company, iHeartMedia gives marketers access to all, from national to local. Every audience, live conversations, trusted influencers, and the insights and data you need to grow. Not just a media company, iHeartMedia is your access company. If you're a marketer, go to iHeartResults.com.
Yeah, he would not let me get a word in.
News Radio 570 WQAM 3:55 in the afternoon. A lot of interesting first-time callers today. Makes me concerned about this marijuana issue because I think some of them, like the last caller from Canada, I think he might have been using medical marijuana during his phone call. You're on the air. Hello.
Ronnie.
Yes.
Cousin Craig.
Yes. Cousin Craig, it's good to hear from you. Do you need some money, cuz?
No, I'm good friends with Cousin Vince. He gives me all my money.
Oh, God, Vince. Yeah, okay. Vince is a good man.
I kept my composure.
Oh, well, welcome, first-time caller. Where are you calling from? What area do you live in?
Well, I live in Austin town, but I'm at my campground, Timashimmy, out in West Salem with a fire going and my fishing pole in the pond.
All right, so you got your are you smoking dope or anything out there?
No, the only medical I use is Bud Light.
Well, you're not supposed to do Bud Light, don't you know? That's supposed to be a boycott. You're supposed to shift to Miller Lite.
I tried that. I couldn't go there.
Well, let me ask you: you're not sitting out there by the by the campfire cross dressing, are you, with that Bud Light? Are you?
No.
Are you sure?
He thinks it's one of our people.
Yeah. Believe me, I'm good there. Let me tell you how many people remember when you fell off your mother's roof and broke your leg?
Oh, yes, that happens. That happens about 37 years ago. Yep.
That is how long I have been listening.
We need somebody.
I remember that. Yeah, I vividly remember it. Yeah.
I'll go get my wife's phone.
I got one good one. I'm the nitwit that called, legally speaking, about the idiot that paid me $74,000 for my Chevelle.
Yes.
Yeah, look,
I remember that.
He's trying to figure out if he's one of us.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's
and he wanted the money back. He bought it without looking at it. He wanted the money back, and you said, no, I'm not going to give you the money back. I'm with you 100% on that. I side with you.
I said MLO Bros, he shut me off.
Never came and looked at it. Just sent me the money.
Right, and then he was bitching once he saw the car that he wanted his money back.
The other thing too is I don't know if you can hear us while we're waiting.
You never gave his money back, right?
You can hear us while we're waiting on hold. You can hear I'm talking to you.
No, but that's what I wanted to know. How many people remember?
There's definitely a delay.
I don't even think you were married yet, were you?
No, I was not. I was not. I've been here almost 40
Anybody
years.
call it.
And so
you met your wife at the hospital.
Before you dial.
No, I didn't meet her at the hospital. No.
Problem is,
I met her old-fashioned way. I met her at a bar.
He'll know, and then if he knows, he's not going to take your call.
Private nurse.
She is now, but she wasn't then.
I just had a call and see how many people remembered that.
You got a good memory. You really do. I enjoyed talking to you, man. Enjoy your day out there at the campfire and switch over to Miller Lite.
I'll try.
All right. Give it. Whatever you do, there's a guy in Rock Creek that consumes Keystone Light. And
yeah, Danny, I forgot all about Danny.
Yeah, Keystone Light. He drinks that all the time. And maybe that's something you should sample.
Maybe I'll try that. I'll go up to Rock Creek and have one with him.
I think I'll go too. Thanks for your call. I do remember that. I just had been with the station probably less than 6 months or something. And I fell off a roof and had a compound, like Joe Theismann did on Monday Night Football. Had a compound fracture. It was my leg my bone sticking out of my leg. Luckily, it didn't catch an artery. Back with more in a minute.
Dude, it's amazing how long it.
Yeah, just turn it on, but turn it down.
I will. Yeah, dude, it's brutal how many commercials he has. So for those of you, let's reset the pins real fast. For those of you watching from home, we've been doing this for about an hour and 15 minutes so far. We've had 4 callers. Me, Isaac, Justin got totally tricked by
he domed Justin.
Yeah.
He destroyed Justin. Because he knew that Justin didn't know.
Yep.
Who he was, and he read you, Justin. He read you like a book, brother.
Yes, yeah. So we need you guys to keep calling. MLO. Anybody who gets out the MLO Bros at 8:30 p.m. Tuesdays and Thursdays.
If you can get anything past the MLO Bros, like MLO Bros Live on Facebook, like look up the MLO Bros on Facebook. He's gonna, as soon as you say the MLO Bros, he's gonna ding you off. So
just we want to see that. I wonder if he's watching right now. Ron, are you watching during your commercial break? Are you watching?
He's like looking.
Ron, are you watching? Ron, are you watching?
Mr. Verb, if you're watching right now, please come on our show Tuesdays and Thursdays, 8:30 p.m. I'd love to have you. We can sit down in the studio. We can have a drink and talk about history. I really have been listening to you for a long time. My dad loved you growing up, and I remember arguing this once when I was like 11 or 12 because you said video games cause kids to go crazy, and I was a little kid that played video games all the time, and I thought you were wrong because I wasn't crazy. I mean, now I'm an adult calling your show and being crazy, but you know,
I just want him to come on a show now. Like now at this point, I'm giving him credit. He's doing a good. I mean,
dude, he is doing a very good job,
and he knew it was coming.
Yeah,
he knew it was me.
See, he's got to give us the breakdown now. Like, how did he know?
I just want to know how he knew. Obviously somebody tipped him off because we shouldn't have advertised it as much as we did. But I still think somebody would have.
We did a good job advertising, though.
We got 100 people almost at freaking 3:00 on a Thursday.
Man, I'd love to talk to him. Beatrice told him. Beatrice, our biggest fan. Luke, turn it on. Or do you want me to put it on mine?
Behind the party's nominee, several Republicans say they remain committed to him rather than Scalise. Tennessee Congressman Andy Ogles,
not on the whip team, but I can count votes, and the votes aren't there for Steve.
Increasingly frustrated Republicans say Scalise may be running out of time. Stephen Portnoy, ABC News, Washington.
Law enforcement agencies across the country on high alert ahead of tomorrow's so-called Day of Rage protests against Israel for the siege in Gaza following Hamas attacks. You're listening to ABC News.
8:30 p.m.
45-year-old Farron McClendon and 28-year-old Janarvis Roberts both took plea deals, eliminating the trial in a case involving a woman being tortured and left on the east side of Youngstown back in September 2021. It happened at a home on Cambridge Avenue on the south side. Police were called to the 2000 block of Warwick Avenue on the east side for a severely injured woman asking for help. The woman told police she was kidnapped from the home on the south side, severely beaten, and dumped in the woods off Nelson Avenue in the Sharon Line area on
watching now,
east
all
side.
the people that
Both
are going
men
to watch
will be
tonight,
sentenced
that's a
in
lot of
November and are in the Mahoney County Jail.
watching.
Tanisha Shelley has pleaded guilty to an amended indictment charging her with felonious assault from a September 2022 stabbing at the 8100 block of Addison Road in Majory. She was accused of stabbing a 35-year-old feral man in the chest after a fight. She'll undergo a pre-sentencing investigation. 3 people were able to get out safely after a neighbor alerted them to a fire. It happened yesterday at a home in the 2000 block of Cooper Street near Indianola Avenue. Officials say due to the fire, the house is not livable. The cause is under investigation. The Mahoney County Coroner's Office has identified the woman that died in a Poland house fire last month as 55-year-old Belinda Weil. Crews from at least 8 departments went to the scene. It happened in the 4100 block of Errol Road in Poland. The fire remains under investigation by the fire marshal and Mahoney County Coroner's Office. The cause of death is also still under investigation. And early voting began yesterday with some state issues attracting most of the attention. Several people came out to vote specifically on a state constitutional amendment proposal on abortion rights, as well as a statewide issue to legalize recreational marijuana. The ballot includes a number of local tax issues and candidates for races, including township trustee and fiscal officer, village and council seats, spots on boards of education, and bond issues for schools. From the 570 WKBN Newsroom, I'm Dave Price.
Our next update at 4:30. To follow us on Twitter, click the link on our site. You followed me. I feel all warm and fuzzy. Or search on Twitter, 570 WKBN.
You have a choice when it comes to who supplies your electricity and natural gas. Choose Direct Energy. We make it easy for you to take control of your energy service so you can make the smartest decisions for your home and lifestyle. Choose from simple, straightforward energy plans designed with you in mind. Find your plan
lights on nowadays with radio.
direct.com/choice.
On October 1st, 2023, Joe Biden plans to raise taxes by $4.7 trillion. That's right, $4.7 trillion. If you don't plan for this now, your retirement savings may be at risk. This could wreak havoc on our economy. Learn how others are protecting themselves with gold and silver by calling the #1 rated precious metals company, Goldco, today at 855-GOLD-IRA. Right now, they're offering up to $10,000 in free silver while supplies last. Call Goldco at 855-GOLD-IRA. 855-GOLD-IRA. Paid for by Goldco.
Hey, did you know Vistaprint prints
Anybody
everything
who,
small business
anybody
needs?
who's watching too, I can control it from over here, Luke. Anybody who's watching from home, I proved Dad wrong today because Dad said we wouldn't get anybody to call in. He's like, I don't want you to get your hopes up. Nobody will call in because people always say they're going to do something, they never do it. And we had people come to our aid and help us. So for the 2 people so far, we proved Fred wrong.
Teen accounts. An Uber account for your teen with always-on enhanced safety features. Your teen can request a ride when you can't take them. You'll get real-time notifications along the way. Your teen can feel a sense of independence. You can follow their entire route on a live tracking map. Your team will get assigned the top-rated drivers.
Thank you.
You will get peace of mind. Add your team to your Uber account today. Available in select locations. See app for details.
Top call. And do it.
On Heart of the Game, we're talking with some of the most successful families in sports to learn what's really making them tick, from staying healthy to fostering strong family bonds. We'll hear from athletes such as Kurt Warner on what lessons are being passed down to a new generation of athletes.
There is a level when we play that we feel we're invincible. You feel like it's not going to happen to you. But then anytime it does, whether it's you suffering an injury or teammates suffering a traumatic injury, that's what stops you.
Calls and apologize.
He could.
I'm sorry for my children.
Right.
It's a part of the process to have to work through those things, and understand the risks that go into it and understand the rewards or the love for the sport.
Dad said he's trying to call right now. So
listen to Heart of the Game every Thursday on the iHeartRadio app.
You guys are failing.
Or wherever you get your podcasts.
Constantly busy.
You just gotta stay on hold.
Hit rebound.
It's 4:06 in the afternoon. Don't touch that dial. More excitement coming your way. I can assure you this hour. Legal show from 5 to 6. Free legal advice. News Radio 570 WKBN.
Oh.
Overcast, cloudy, a little chilly, 58 degrees. Onward we go, and you're on the air. Hello.
Oh, yes, Ron.
Yes, sir.
You need to tell your cousin to stay away from the Bud Light.
That's
well,
it's to fuck her right in the pussy and not him in the ass.
All right, I'll make sure I convey that to him, and thanks for that advice.
That was one of ours.
News Radio 570 WKBN. More than likely, though, he would already know that. It sounds like you would have more of an issue than he would on something like that, sir. So watch your vulgarity, okay? You're on the air.
Vulgarity. We're on the radio.
Hi. Lovely comment from the previous caller.
Oh, yes.
But it kind of ties into the point I wanted to make. You will have someone call and take a stand on something as ignorant as that and have no problem saying it. But then you'll have other callers like the woman who called about the people at the airport and the day tomorrow you should stay home and you should be careful and everything. Well, it didn't do any good for the families that stayed home Saturday morning. And the boy who's I think pot's good and it takes away the pain and that. We don't need dumb people or high people either. We need people willing to take a stand and speak their mind against the evil, because the evil is here and you can't drink it away, you can't smoke it away, and you sure as hell can't hide in your house anymore.
I don't think this is one of
So you're telling me, Sam, because I'm under the studio council here.
I think we're really starting to make
it's okay for me to come out now?
His usual listeners are really concerned.
I think you have to make a choice.
Okay.
You either take a stand and fight evil or you hide and wait for it to come and find you.
All right, I'm going to grow up here. I'm coming out right now.
That lady is.
You've talked me. It's almost like you're a great coach. I'm coming out. I'm coming out from under the counter, and I'm going to prepare to sit back in a chair and broadcast as normal.
Time for people to make a stand.
But that is. I'm not kidding you when it's like what they're talking about. They're saying. Hamas calls for global day of jihad on Friday the 13th.
That is terrifying.
And this is around the world, so that they're asking their followers, basically, I guess, to cause mayhem around the world. It's just something to be aware of. I'm sure you take places like New York City. I guarantee you they're on top alert, and other places as well, because you can't ignore that.
No, you can't ignore it, but you can't hide from it.
No, but you can certainly have to prepare for it. That's for sure. And I guarantee a lot of places are on high alert. I'm on high alert. Are you on high alert?
Oh, yeah. My head's been on a swivel for the past 6 months. I mean, you can feel it in the air.
I can tell. I'm on high alert right here, right now. Nothing's going to get by me.
Yeah, you are, Ron. Yeah, you are.
Right, dear. Thanks for the call. You're
sir, you are.
Hey, they got some rallies set up around here, too. To let you know. Palestinian rallies, so. The one guy has old baby dolls and he dumped some dark red dye in them.
It's I mean, a lot of what's going on as far as Israel is concerned is troubling, because Egypt is saying that they contacted Israel 3 days before this happens, and I would like to know more about that. And something here just seems strange to me. So Egypt is saying they warned Israel 3 days before it happened. They got some of the best surveillance, the United States as well as Israel, in that area. So how did they get all of this equipment that they had to buy that cost substantial money to launch this attack, and just the brutality that's involved in it? I mean, there's a lot of questions that need answered.
Well, I want you to remember something. You know a little bit about history, right? So I'm going to go to Pearl Harbor. Okay, I heard Emmanuel talking, so I did some research.
The usual.
And at the time when the war was going on, we had a split Congress. We had split attitudes in our country. Nobody wanted to go to war, and Hitler was getting bad, and moving on to other lands. So they had information on Pearl Harbor that Japan was going to bomb, and they let it go. That way, when Pearl Harbor got hit real bad and all those people were murdered and butchered and burned, and that was as horrible as Israel, in a sense.
Right,
You know?
right. I have heard that over the years that there was there was some
let me-
degree of warning. Take a look at 9/11, where they say it was a communication problem between one agency and the other agency when you had one of the agencies was it the FBI that was advised that you had these people in these flight schools that weren't interested in landing, only knowing how to fly a plane, and they were advised. And remember, they changed the rules so the FBI could talk to the CIA and all this kind of stuff. But there were warning signs that September 11th was going to take place too, if you remember that.
Let me finish about Pearl Harbor. So let me tell you something. If we didn't go into war at that time, I'll tell you what would happen. Hitler would have ended up taking over Europe, and he would have built the V-2 rocket and then perfected the nuclear bomb. So, I mean, everything's for a reason, you know, right? It would have gave him plenty of time to do that because the United States were not engaged at that time. You see? So you think about it. Just I thought about.
Well, you know, when it comes to the nuclear bomb, actually, the United States was assisted mainly in that because of a lot of the Jewish people that left because of how they were being slaughtered, if you will, by the Germans, and it benefited the United States. Right, it benefited us in creating the nuclear weapon before. Let's be realistic. Before these other countries that were working on it as well, if they had perfected it, if you will, first, you don't think Japan or Germany would have dropped it?
Germany was working on it with the V-2 rocket.
Right, but luckily,
the United States didn't engage.
You're gonna have to trick them.
Well,
and keep them busy. Don't you think they would have perfected that?
Well, I think a large part is what they were doing to the Jewish people and how the people fled, and some of their great scientists fled that helped us make it to the finish line.
Good fun.
All right, David, thanks. You're on the air. Hello. Apparently not.
So,
yes, go ahead, sir. You're on the air.
Yeah, I just wanted to say that the MLO brothers on Facebook rock.
All right,
let's go!
Swingers website or something like that for guys like you that they rock so much. I mean, is that a site where people like you go to exchange? Interested in other swingers or something along those lines, sir? I mean, you can talk to me. I'm here to listen to your perversions. I mean, I'm ready. Go ahead.
Say the whole thing.
Go ahead.
Say the whole thing. You got it.
You need to think that they don't have followers.
You're on the air. Hello.
Hey, Big Ron, how you doing today?
Good, sir. Thank you.
So, first I wanted to tell you why I think Biden's the best president we ever had.
Well, sir, it's my observation, just in listening to you. Are you sure you're not high on marijuana? You sound like you could be high.
Listen, I can't keep a straight face on that. I was just trying to bust your chops.
I know, but it sounds to me like he's an idiot. Okay. Because otherwise I'm suspicious that you might be smoking dope. Or you're not smoking dope in Colin, are you?
I'm not smoking dope at the moment, but
will you be later?
Talk about the situation.
Will you be later? Do you think?
That woman, that earlier caller, she kind of ticked me off a little bit.
Why's that, sir?
Well,
you got cut off.
All right, so I've been in some really bad accidents. I was clinically dead twice.
Who was that?
Did you see the white lights? Did you see the white light?
That Robert, Justin?
Sir, I did not. And I'm not joking. Like, I got buried alive.
Really?
Yeah, it took 10 hours to dig me out.
Did they embalm? Now, hang on a second. Did they embalm you at the same time and then bury you alive?
Oh, it was Justin.
No, I'm dead serious. I was in a construction accident. I was in a 10-foot trench and there was a landslide.
Okay.
And all this mud came on top of me.
Okay.
Yeah. So I was in some pretty bad accidents.
Totally went back on it.
I am for the legalization of marijuana. I do have a medical marijuana card, and it's so expensive. It's like $250 a year to have your medical marijuana card, and then you go to a dispensary. You pay almost $100 and you get almost nothing. On the street, you can get for $100. You can get almost an ounce. I do have severe pain, horrible arthritis. I have two crushed discs in my lower back. My arms were pulled out of their sockets. So that woman never had pain. She doesn't really know what she's talking about, and it's not evil. It really does help with my pain.
You gotta ask that lady, why is marijuana evil? Or why is marijuana evil? Why is it evil? Tell me why it's evil.
I agree.
Yeah.
Why is it evil? Tell me why.
No, I'm just. I'm asking. You've described a lot of things, and I was just curious if you ever had one of those.
They told you.
I've had an
That's why it's
evil, actually.
right?
I've had 3 operations on my foot, and
let me. Okay, now I got to ask a follow-up question. All of this stuff that you said sounds very painful. But have you ever had kidney stones?
No, I've never had kidney stones.
No, it's the most painful thing you could ever have. I've never had them, but everyone who's had them said it's the most miserable pain you'll ever have.
No, I don't know, man. I don't know.
Well, you were buried alive.
He doesn't agree with you, huh?
Oh, yeah. So
And we
maybe
can call
they
bullies.
don't know what they're talking about.
We can call bullies.
I was in critical for 6 months, so I don't know if passing a kidney stone compares to that.
Well, I'm going to have to. I will ask people who've had kidney stones what they think. Because everybody that I know that's ever had kidney stones says it's the worst pain you can ever have. It's that miserable. Seriously.
Well, I don't know, man. I guess it's all in what you know, or what you don't know. But I am for the legalization of marijuana. I know it helps me with my pain, and you can make jokes all you want, but I'm for it.
All right, thank you. You're on the air. Hello.
Am I on the air, man?
Yeah. What you say? Wait a minute. Just calm down. Just calm down.
Yeah. What's up? Did you call me? What's up, Ron? I agree with the gentleman that you should legalize it because it helps people with stomach issues and some other things. And
now, have you ever smoked marijuana? Yes or no?
Me?
Yes.
Every day.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Seriously. No, I'm being serious. Yes, I am.
Now, is it first thing in the morning, or when do you smoke? I'm turning into my father because he never called it marijuana. He always called it dope. When do you smoke dope?
It's called weed, man. Get with it, Ron.
The devil's lettuce. Yeah, the devil's lettuce. When
weed, herb,
when do you smoke it? When do you smoke it?
I smoke it mostly in the morning, when I don't have any responsibility with my son or anything like that, and when he's either at school or whatever. So that's when I do it, because it's in the mornings when, like the gentleman that just called and has his pain. I got hit with a tow bar out on the runway many years ago, and we all have the pain, but it does help, and it does help with. If you have to take medication like I do, and many of your listeners do a lot, it kind of helps with stomach issues, and it does help people with sleep problems. And I'm not suggesting that you do it all the time, but the gummies and that kind of stuff does help because you're not damaging your lungs.
Now, do you buy it on the street, or do you grow it, or how do you get it?
It's 100% better. Especially if it's edible.
No, I don't grow it because I'm not going to get my liver in trouble. But I've known a guy for about 20 years, and he's a family man too, and he
your kidneys and your
liver a little bit more.
Right.
And
it's not nearly as bad as
and get together with him. And I'm an old man too, and like I'm not going to I don't go around and. On the street corners or nothing. That's pretty set up.
Now, does he sell it to you in a baggie? Does he give it to you in a baggie?
Yeah.
All right.
It's usually,
All right.
And you got to wrap it up tight sometimes.
And if you legalize it,
you get out of the vehicle, the vehicle will smell. I've most got a couple times with my wife.
How much does it cost?
You have a dealer where you get
a lot cheaper than going through the dispensary. It, you're looking at like a, eighth of an ounce. You're looking at, $30 or something like that. And like an ounce will be $100 $100. But
terribly expensive.
If you're doing it just to help you with the sleep or with some pain, that'll last one person quite a bit. Not unless you're, you're just stoned out of your gourd and you're just watching TV all day. And I don't do that.
Now, do you play psychedelic acid rock music when you're smoking it?
Yeah, a little Pink Floyd, and actually, for me, Ron, when I do, I become a little bit more not artistic, but I'll be more interested in doing things. I cut the grass when I'm doing it.
Come on, Ron, that's
a little bit more tolerable, but. for certain people,
You only got
I would
42
suggest
more
it, but
minutes.
It doesn't really lead to other things unless you already have it.
Stand by. Hang on. News Radio 570 WKBN and Ron Verb. Good afternoon. We'll be back right after this.
Commercial. All right, Isaac. So what do you think so far?
Oh, it's been great. I think we haven't. So he's only taken so many calls, and we've had 5 of them. You know what I mean? We've had like 4 or 5. He's taken 7 calls, and we've had 5 of them. If that's not enough, I don't know what is.
Yeah,
but 2 of them were us. So then you're 3 of ours, 2 of his normal people, or 3 of his normal people. So
4,
8 calls.
It's just I can't get over the amount of commercials they have.
Yeah, it's wild.
We need to start running commercials all the time in our show. I mean, I have.
The problem is we're getting to the point where we have 72 people watching. We've had 100 people watching. Getting to the point where you need commercials, but like you don't want to kill your show, so you can't over commercials.
I can't believe people watch this or listen to this. It's all commercials.
Right. It's crazy.
I mean, he probably talks. So we've watched for an hour and a half. He has probably talked for 15 minutes. Is that fair?
Right. And taking calls for 15 minutes, probably.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I mean, it's crazy.
Right. And it would be way easier. It would be way easier to plan a show if you knew you have all these commercials. You only got to talk for 20 minutes. You only got to get 7 calls, 8 calls.
Damn.
And then you can ramble a bit about your own stuff if nobody calls in, and you're good.
If he insults our show, he doesn't have to do anything.
Right.
You have to plan for an hour just talking.
Right. We've been entertaining for an hour and a half.
Yeah. I mean, seriously. We've talked more during his show about than he ever has.
Right.
He just put in more work right now. It's crazy. Right. See where he's at. Unbelievable. I'm going to go till 5. Actually, I kind of want to try and call.
Natural gas. Choose direct energy.
We should call Beatrice
to take control of your energy service so you can make the smartest decisions for your home and lifestyle. Choose from simple, straightforward energy plans designed with you in mind. Find your plan and switch today at directenergy.com/choice.
Right.
First of all, the cider and donuts and deli here in our market.
All happening at White House Fruit Farm in Canfield.
The iHeartRadio app and the NFL right in your pocket. The home of the NFL Podcast Network, covering all 32 NFL teams, plus all the expert advice to win your fantasy league. And, of course, live NFL games. Download the free iHeartRadio app today. Free never sounded so good.
Hey, Ron, we're going to go talk with Scott Jones out at Youngstown Propane. Scott, those folks at Heat with Propane, they might want to consider talking to you right now. Good time of the year to discuss filling up.
Yeah, we actually have a pre-buy situation at right now, and it just started a couple of weeks ago. We actually send a letter out to all our current customers, but it's available to anybody. If you hear about it, we can get a letter out to you. And what it does is locks in the price, so you don't play the roller coaster game as far as the price of gas through the course of the winter. And we do a big job with home heating and excellent service, and we cover basically all of Northeast Ohio and quite a bit of Western Pennsylvania as well.
And assured you'll be warm and comfortable this winter. How do we get a hold of you at Youngstown Propane, Scott?
We are at 330-792-6571, and of course you can call and ask about all our propane pricing and what we have in store for the coming.
Yeah, and I suggest you do that. That's Scott Jones out of Youngstown Propane. Give him a call and get before it gets prices could go up. All right, JJ smokes dope once a day, usually in the morning to mellow his day out. And you've been doing it for how many years?
Well, on and off. There was a couple times I had to quit because I worked around.
But roughly,
ever since I was like 17, you know.
All right, now explain this to me.
I don't do anything else.
Right now, explain this to me. Supposedly, if you're smoking marijuana, you start craving food, and you're rail thin. So when you're done smoking, you're not eating ho-hos or anything.
Cinnamon rolls and donuts. Donuts are my thing. I feel about a little bit. I love to make milkshakes because that puts some weight on me. I actually you haven't seen me in a while. I gained some weight in that, but it's But I have a high metabolism, Ron. That's my excuse.
All right.
Yeah,
so
you get the munchies. You get the munchies, sure.
So you're here to say, listen, it's you're going to vote in support of legalizing recreational marijuana, right?
In and out, Sue.
Yes, but I
we'll play this as the show tonight.
There's got to be heavy.
And
if you're found in school with it, or you're out driving around, that's not excuse. That there's no excuse to that. You should be, charged. With the just like a DUI, because you really can't. There's got to be rules.
We're waiting to see if Dad calls.
Pardon me?
Yeah, naturally there has to be, but
it really does, because if it is, people
generally come on, Ron,
and try to take advantage of it and start walking down the street with it and say it's my right to do that, and you can't. If you're having it in your own home and you're not hurting anybody, then. And if it does relieve some pain and it helps you, maybe as a coping mechanism too, I don't suggest that for that. But I don't drink or anything like that, and it seems to. It's always helped me as far as.
I don't think.
Now you're probably Mary and Adam are going. That's his problem. That's what his problem is. He's high all the time. But yeah, I keep it. I keep it in the garage. I don't get it. It doesn't go near my son. I don't.
Right. I understand. All right. Thanks, JJ. Appreciate your honesty. Back with more calls in a minute. News Radio 570 WKBN. Well, the things you learn here this afternoon. Legal show at 5. Back with more calls after this.
All right, more calls.
Ronald Reagan took this.
Dude, I cannot believe the amount of commercials.
It's
yeah, that's a good one. I don't know if that's true or not. You guys are nursing home in Northeast Ohio listening to him right now.
I wonder if he can keep track like we can of how many people are listening.
I don't think it.
As well as how many. So if people keep getting a busy call, it means that all his lines are tied up. How many lines does he have?
2 or 3? 4?
I don't know. So that sucks, because it means if me and you were both on the line, and there are 2 of his regulars, like you just got to keep calling until one opens up.
Right, you got it. If you get on hold, just stay on hold. You'll get through. That's the trick. Just keep calling.
Yeah.
But I'm just amazed at. Yeah, once I threw out facts.
Luke, you went with this stupid tough guy approach, and you said you should be thanking us. Like, come on, man. Say the line.
I had to
say
call
the line.
I had to pave a way for you people to see if he knew or not, and he freaking knew. What do you want me to do? Isaac, the real Farkas on YouTube said that you guys should take an ad out on his show. We should do an ad on his show.
Oh my God, dude!
That is
I wonder how much that costs. That's a genius idea. So we take an ad out on his show, and that way he's forced. That way it's forced airtime.
Make him read it and make him say, when I listen to podcasts, I listen to the MLO.
Yes, and we make him say it.
I don't know how much that costs, but I'm going to pay for it.
Oh my God, dude! It can't be that expensive, right?
I don't think so.
Dude, that is fantastic.
Dude, I got through when I called. You just got to keep it was busy, and then he just kept hitting call. Dude, are you want to call and ask him? Hey, I was wondering how much does it cost to advertise on your show?
On your show, yeah, I'd love to put it in an ad.
Right.
And then say, I'd love to put it in an ad for the MLO Bros, which you can find on Facebook Tuesdays and Thursdays at 8:30 p.m.
All right. Hey, Rob.
Here, turn it on so I can hear. Don't mute. I'll mute you. Okay. Don't touch anything. When you get him,
I'll music news, talk, and sports radio. Podcast 2.
Download the app.
Free. Never sounded so good.
Looks like
the 2024 election is closer than you think. Many are thinking the Republicans have it in the bag, given the state of our country today. But look at what happened in the midterms. The red wave turned into a red trickle. The unfortunate truth is the left seems to find the votes they need against all odds. So you need to be prepared for whatever happens next. More power handed over to Biden and the Democrats could be catastrophic for this nation. So what are you doing to prepare yourself?
I cannot.
Thousands of patriotic Americans decided to take a portion of their savings and diversify it with precious metals like gold and silver. You can do the same today with a simple phone call to the top-rated precious metals company, Goldco. Call 855-GOLD-IRA, and not only will you learn how other Americans are diversifying with precious metals, but you could get up to $10,000 in free silver while supplies last. Don't miss this rare opportunity. Call Goldco today at 855-GOLD-IRA. That's 855-GOLD-IRA. Paid for by Goldco.
Introducing
I would love to actually have a
your
conversation
team with always-on enhanced safety features. Your team can request a ride when you can't take them. You'll get real-time notifications along the way. Your team can feel a sense of independence. You can follow their entire route on a live tracking map. Your team will get assigned the top-rated drivers.
Thank you.
You will get peace of mind. Add your team to your Uber account today. Available in select locations. See app for details.
It's the Marketer's Report. Today, Kate Cronin, Chief Brand Officer of Moderna, tells us about the advantages of the speed of audio production before their growing tech company.
At Moderna, we have a mindset saying that we pivot fearlessly. And I think with audio, you can pivot fearlessly. You can go where the
Moderna, I understand why they will
bring in
advertise,
content that perhaps you didn't have
they
a
have
few weeks
$1,000.
earlier. It's less
The
6 months in
big pharma
advance,
did
3 months in
$52
advance
billion
than
off of
you
the
do on
pandemic.
WBC. You're able to create really nimble content, which I think in this day and age, and particularly at Moderna, where we have new information coming out on a regular basis, being able to feed that information to the audio format makes being nimble and pivoting easy.
As the #1 audio company, iHeartMedia gives marketers access to all, from national to local, every audience, live conversations,
And then they're
trusted
advertising
influencers, and the insights
about
and
advertising.
data you need to grow. Not just a media company, iHeartMedia is your access company. If you're a marketer, go to iHeartResults.com.
We bought big, you'll save big during our 103rd anniversary at Levin. Save over $600 on our luxury resort mattress, now $697, and get your box spring and pillows free. Save up to $900 on every Beauty Rest Harmony Luxe mattress. Save big on Purple and Tempur-Pedic too. And that's not all. Get free delivery, 5-year no money down special financing, and a chance at free gas and groceries for a year. Hurry to Levin Furniture and Levin Mattress.
Camps keeps you on top of pop culture.
Despite Heartstopper being such a hit for Netflix, the graphic novels that it's based on are now facing bans. The latest report comes from the Urbandale Community School District outside of Des Moines, Iowa, where state laws mandating censorship or removal of any literature that some may find objectionable took effect on July 1st. Along with Heartstopper, the district has targeted nearly 400 books, including classics A Farewell to Arms, 1984, The Handmaid's Tale, and the last Twilight novel, Breaking Dawn. The district admits that they cast a wide net to protect teachers and staff from retribution, seemingly confirming critics' charges that the laws are overly broad, with the state legislators specifically stating that they are passed for political headlines instead of students' best interest. Unlike in the countries that censored or banned the Barbie movie on similar grounds, the banned books will still be available in most bookstores and online. And, of course, both seasons of Heartstopper are streaming on Netflix. All right, and that's what's poppin'. I'm Camps on iHeartRadio.
iHeartRadio Did You Know? Presented by iHeartRadio. You know, what you're listening to right now. Did you know that iHeartRadio not only lets you listen to all your favorite AM/FM stations locally and nationwide for free, but iHeartRadio also has a team of people who are as passionate about music as you, working round the clock to hand curate playlists perfect for any mood or activity. We know the right soundtrack can help set the mood, change your mood, or enhance any activity. And that's why we have thousands of playlists tuned to fit any situation. The best part, you can listen to all your playlists for free. Tap the playlist tab in the iHeartRadio app and explore playlists to help you get in the zone while working out or chill when it's time to wind down. Playlists for a party, sleeping, cooking, gaming, or road tripping. Playlists curated with the best hits from every decade and playlists with the biggest hits from every genre. Tap the playlist tab and discover all the playlists available to you free from iHeartRadio. #1 for music, radio, and podcasting. All in one app.
Amanda, you got to go to our Facebook page because we might be
from News Radio
you might be watching us from a local
36 in the afternoon, taking
one of the
your calls till 5. Legal Show 5 to 6 with you till 7. Then we're back with open lines from 6 to 7. Hannity at 7. It's a lot to keep track of. News Radio 570 WQN and your fearless leader, Ron Verb, here this afternoon. And let's get back to the action. You're on the air. Hello.
Come on.
Hello, Ron. How are you today?
Oh, Dad!
Yes, sir.
Dad! Well, I've had kidney stones, and it's very, very painful. But it's not as painful as the two MLO bros who are related to me. I have had to put up with them for 45 years.
That must be it must be very difficult for you, sir. What is your relationship with these people you mentioned?
The Smothers brothers are my sons.
They are your sons, and
yes.
and what can you tell me about your sons? How old are your sons?
One's 45 and the other one's 30.
29. I am 29, sir.
Actually, they've been influenced by me too much. I apologize because the one that called you earlier to pretend that he was from Canada actually had to listen to you through the years because I had you on the radio and he would complain and whine. And here he is years later, 30 years old, and he's listening to you.
So you feel as though as a father you've influenced him greatly in the right direction, then, right?
I don't know about the right direction.
I mean, would you describe your offspring as conservatives or liberal? How would you define their politics?
Middle.
They're kind of like their father. A conservative on economics and kind of liberal on certain social things.
It's fair.
Like what type of social? Say they'd be liberal on, like.
Well, they would be liberal. I'm a good friend with another very often caller of yours, and he's a pharmacist, and we both agree that people need help, but it goes overboard. And he's giving you stories of his, and that's the same thing with these two. They're both very conservative financially, but from a helping people out. They've donated a lot of money to a lot of different organizations through their stupid podcast, and at times it's stupid.
Mm-hmm. But you've raised them so that they give to charity.
Oh yeah, absolutely. They have given to charity very often. They gave in coordination with Mike Ruley. They gave out free turkeys one year. They've done the program at the Poland to raise money for the schools. They're very charitable, just like I am.
All right, so yeah, the apple doesn't fall far from the tree, is what you're saying. So I
agree with that, and I'm happy that it has. And that at times they can be jerks, but I've listened to you over 38 years. And I remember you coming out very liberal, and now you've kind of switched, okay? And you're at times a jerk too, but I still like listening to you.
Now your voice, yeah, right. I think I've talked to you over the years on the air. Your voice sounds familiar to me. I mean, I think we've talked numerous times, have we not?
Oh yeah, quite a few over the 38 years you've been there. I'm in an age bracket that I even had. You admired probably one of the greatest talk hosts, and that's Dan Ryan when he was there. I don't think you can listen to anybody that was better than him.
Oh no, absolutely. He would. We had a great relationship when he was with us. I mean, it was really. It was really phenomenal. Did your sons go to college? Did they pursue a career?
Yes, both of them.
Both
of them went to college.
Youngstown State,
to Westminster, and the younger one. Well, the younger one kind of follows your belief because he said he had the ability to go to Youngstown State and not pay. Instead of going away, he went to Youngstown State. I agreed to pay for his room and board because I wanted him out of the house.
I bet you did.
His mother and I both. It's an experience. You know that,
right? So you're saying. So naturally, I always say, "Hey, listen, Youngstown State's a good university.
Yeah,
all of my children are all adults now. They all went to Youngstown State. And that was their only choice. You've heard me say it before. It was like, if you want to be a veterinarian, that's a different story, or you want to pursue something that wasn't there. But you can get a fine education at Youngstown State. I would always make the argument it's affordable. You can live at home, and you're going to graduate. You're not going to have a big college debt hanging over your head. So one of them made a wise decision. One of them went to Youngstown State, and what did he get a degree in?
Business
administration, I believe, sub in finance.
And the one that went to Westminster, what did he get a degree in? Playtime. Okay, so
no. Actually, he got it in communications.
All right.
And when he crossed that, I could tell you a great story about him. But when he crossed the stage, I was in the front row of graduation, and I cheered. Thank God.
Yeah, never thought you would see that day. So now, when they got out of college, did they get a real job to have an income and make a living?
We're loan officers. Tell them loan officers.
One went on a cruise ship for 2 years.
Loan officers. We're loan officers.
I remember when I dropped him off, and years later, I dropped him off at the airport. He had no idea what was coming.
Loan officers.
It's like going in the military, like I did. He got off. He told me years later. He stepped out of the car and he went, "Oh my God, what am I doing? I know nobody. I'm going across the world. I have no idea what's happening." So I was very proud of him.
And what did he work on a cruise ship? I mean, he went like a Royal Caribbean or something?
Yeah, he was on a Holland, and he was the assistant cruise director.
All right. And so did that for a couple of years. And then what did he do after that?
He came back and worked in finance and still is in working with money. Both of them work with money in their real life.
Okay, so it's like financial guys or bankers or something like that.
Yeah.
All right.
Their abbreviation stands for the mortgage loan officers. That's their real name.
Oh, okay. So so they do that kind of stuff. And so they went into the world of banking. And would you say that they turned out to be good kids, good adults?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Both of them are very. I'll give you an example of the other one, since I gave you the example of the one. He called me up one day when he was at YSU and said to me, because we went on a lot of trips, he said to me "Dad, I'm really happy now that you took me on all these voyages, because we got to go a lot of a reduced rate because of the one son. And because of that, he called me up and said, thank you, because I'm sitting in class. I sat in history class, and these kids did not know what Versailles was. And this is at YSU.
I don't remember that at all.
Yeah. So
it comes back. I think, you've talked about your kids over the years, and I think you've done an excellent job.
Well, you know what? You do the best. In all seriousness, father to father, you do the best job you can do, and I'm proud of each and every one of them. I mean, I'm really proud of them. I'm certainly,
Luke, I guess we're taking
one
our
son
dad
is,
to the random
if you heard the commercials, running for trustee.
Ruby.
But he was when he made that decision, he says
Good
to me, Dad, I don't like any of these people that are running, and
He beat everybody.
and I think I could do a much better job. And they don't have a stand or issue on any issues or talk about what they're going to do to make things better. And I just was at that minute, as a father, as you would know, I was just damn proud. Just as I was proud with Matthew, who went into the military for 15 years, as I was proud of him at that time. And it was a difficult time.
Well, both of these guys, they have my sense of humor, and they'll deny it, but they have my sense of humor. But they're also very serious and very dedicated.
Well,
I have to give them credit.
Then that's a success. Now, were you able to marry him off?
Oh, thank God! You know what I did, Ron? With every one of their spouses, I took them to the side and I said to them, each one before they got married, I said, "I'm telling you, you have a decision to make. Once you make this decision, they're yours. I don't want them back."
Yeah, and you know what you wish for your kids, because I have two daughters as well, and for both.
I do too. I have two daughters also.
Right, and the thing you want is you really want them to find a person in life and stay married to that person, and I mean, find your connection, stay. Live up to that commitment.
We gotta give them tickets.
Have some children, and that's really the most rewarding part of life. I mean,
the one who went to Youngstown State has a friend, and it was the funniest experience because I dropped him off at Youngstown State, and across the hall was a young gentleman from Africa, who's an African American, and I went over and said, "How are you doing?" Blah blah blah, and made my son come over and introduce them, and they are now good friends, have been for quite a few years. And that's what that's what makes you proud when you have children that are able, as my one son very recently said to me, we have an international family because we also have a Venezuelan in our family. So we have an international family. Yeah.
I mean, it sounds like you did a really good job. You have a lot to be proud of. You really do. If you can raise kids, you can make a living, found the right person.
Now he thinks we're nice.
Ultimately,
he's gotta come on the pod.
whether they agree or disagree with my politics or your politics, that they're involved in politics, and trying to make. Get their voices heard. There's nothing wrong with that.
Well,
that's everything. That's what makes America great. In all reality, we need more people that are informed and care.
I'm proud of your son because I was involved in politics, and what your son is what most Americans don't have the testicles or the backbone to do. So you should be proud.
I am proud. It's an uphill battle, obviously, but I'm extremely proud of him, and I'm extremely proud of my daughters as well. I have a daughter that's an engineer, another daughter that's down in Florida with a good job.
I got to give him the ticket.
And we had an older son that was in the military. But
I haven't showered yet.
Life is interesting as we go through it. It's very interesting,
and you made a second great choice on that second wife, marrying a nurse, because that's what I'm married to.
Well, that's my first wife, not my second wife.
Oh,
damn! That's my. You know what I say to you, my friend? That's my first and only wife. I
agree with you.
I will tell you that. Well, it's nice hearing your voice again, and it sounds to me like you tell those troublemakers I'm keeping my eye on them here.
Let's go!
Keep it on. They are troublemakers. I'll give you that.
All right. Appreciate it. Thanks, Dad. News Radio 570 WKBN. Enjoyed that. You're on the air. Hello.
Hey, your previous caller seemed like a really nice guy, but he's a little confused.
No, sir. He's not confused.
No. When he said his kids were fiscally conservative, but socially liberal because they donate money. Conservatives are the ones that donate money. If you look at every state across the nation, you look at the states that contribute the most money, it's the red states, not the blue states. If you remember Bill Clinton, he actually took a deduction for donating his underwear.
But who hasn't done that?
Hour every day or every Wednesday.
Let's see. I don't know, Ron. Who wouldn't donate or who wouldn't take a claim for that?
Right. I mean, it reaches a point where the elastic kind of stretches out, and you can only get wash and clean so many times, so you might as well donate them, right?
That's right. Take that right off. Absolutely. No, but seriously, liberals believe in giving other people's money away.
Right.
So, Rob Peter and Dave Hall,
Dad did won him over. I'll tell you
that actually donate.
You sound like an intelligent man, and I think your statement is greatly in depth.
Dad to defend us.
Thanks, Ron.
Thank you. You're on the air. Apparently not. You're on the air.
Come on.
Bill Clinton, nice young man.
You're on the air.
Hello?
Yes, go ahead, please.
The Milo brothers want to interview you. Will you accept that invitation?
Yes!
Want to interview me?
Yeah, we have a podcast.
Yeah, they do on their show.
Well, I don't know. I'd have to, I usually, I don't like to do anything further than what I do right here, because by the time this is done, I'm done talking for the day. I'll give it some consideration. Okay? Seriously. Thank you. You're on the air. Hello.
Rhonda.
Hello. Yes.
Yeah, I was calling. I'm calling about the marijuana.
Yes.
Rhonda.
Yeah, those two brothers are for sure on marijuana. Donating 3 turkeys is hardly a big deal, and they're the biggest pot stirrers in the entire county. That's all.
All right. Now, that's not a very nice thing to say. And I'm not here to let you slander anybody like that. That's reprehensible. It sounds like they got a good father and he did his best, and it sounds like they're actively involved in things. So you got to give them credit. You're on the air.
Hello.
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
Oh, just got
I'm going to talk about the marijuana thing.
Yes, sir.
I just want to say that it's a wonderful thing for medicine. It really is.
Stand by.
Oh,
what an epic, dude, the storyline of that bit just came full circle with the last caller.
Yes.
Dude, literally the reason we started this was because that lady called the local news stations.
Oh.
It came full circle. We get all the way to this point. Dad convinces Ron Verb that we're not bad guys. She calls in and tries to say that our dad was wrong and to bash us, and he shuts her down. Moving full circle that she was wrong.
Wow.
Oh my goodness, dude.
We need to cut that part out.
You can't tell a better story. You can't tell a better story than that. That's the storyline.
God.
I was gonna say, what an awesome end to the whole story with Dad calling and saying all these. Then she tries to call and he shuts her down.
Oh God, is that amazing?
That is incredible. That is incredible.
All right, we are. No, that's our stalker lady. Oh yeah, I don't see anyone out giving out turkeys.
That is amazing.
Oh, well, Isaac, this has been the best thing ever,
dude. That is in terms of MLO Bro storylines. That is perfect. Yeah. That is Ron, literally perfect.
So her hero, Ron, I'm going to embarrass. He just shut her down.
After she called the local news stations and tries to bash us.
Oh.
He calls us, he says, don't listen to podcasters. And then come to this point, we get all of you to help us. Thank you all so much for calling. Our dad calls in, convinces him we're good guys, which we are jerks sometimes, but overall we do good things for the community. And then she calls in, tries to bash us, and gets shut down. What an epic storyline. Oh my goodness.
Oh, you couldn't get any better than that.
That is cookie cutter as it gets, ladies and gentlemen. I couldn't have drawn it up better. couldn't have drawn it up better than that. And you know what? I think for the rest of his broadcast, from legally speaking from 5 to 6,
let him go.
We'll leave him alone. I'm done. Yeah. Call off the dogs. We're going home.
Well done. We have a peace treaty with Uncle Ron. We're done.
Oh my goodness. And stinking Rhonda called right before that. Rhonda called and he said he said, he doesn't like leaving, but I think we might be able to talk to him.
I'm gonna try. Yeah, that was a win. Justin said we win. Dude, that was a
win, brother.
Win. Everybody watching, before we
handshakes all around, ladies and gentlemen.
High fives for the team. High fives for the riff-raff. Yeah, look, the riff-raff wins. High five for the riff-raff.
High fives all around.
Epic.
Wow.
Win. So congratulate. That was amazing. We got to go. My kids are literally Maggie's at parent-teacher car.
Yeah.
I don't know where my 5-year-old. I haven't seen her in 2 hours. He might be outside.
Insane.
Everybody, we will see. So we're not going to be live tonight. We'll be back. Thursday or Tuesday.
But there will be this show right now. We'll start at 8:30. We'll set it up and replay this for you, so that you can see it. Luke, is it being recorded right now?
Yeah, it's always recorded. Yep.
Okay, so we'll replay it. And then it'll look like we go live, but we won't be live.
Thank you, everybody, for watching the review
or the playback. And we'll see you next week. Bye, everybody.